If your legs feel heavy, swollen, or worn out by mid-afternoon, especially now that you're in your 70s, it's easy to chalk it up to getting older. A lot of people do. They figure sluggish circulation is just part of the package, like slower mornings or aching joints. But there's something that genuinely surprises many older patients when a doctor finally explains it to them clearly. In a large number of cases, the real issue isn't your heart. It's not purely your arteries either. It comes down to a small group of muscles in your lower legs that have quietly begun to fall down on the job. There's a principle that's been taught in medical and vascular training for decades. Your calf muscles function almost like a second heart, specifically for your legs. Every time those muscles contract, they help drive blood back upward toward your heart. When they weaken or go inactive, blood tends to pool around the ankles and lower legs. That's exactly why swelling, aching, and that familiar heavy feeling so often show up at the same time. A study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology in 2021 followed older adults who had mild circulation concerns. Researchers found that targeted calf muscle activation meaningfully improved venous blood return, and it happened in just a matter of weeks. These participants weren't running. They weren't doing intense workouts. They were performing one straightforward movement that most people overlook because it looks almost too simple to be effective. This isn't to say that walking is bad for you. It absolutely isn't. Walking is wonderful for your overall health, but walking alone doesn't always give these specific muscles the focused signal they need, particularly after age 70. That's why many clinicians quietly recommend adding one particular exercise to support leg circulation and ease daily discomfort. Today, I'm going to walk you through that exercise, step by step, gently and safely, exactly the way it's commonly taught to older adults. Stay with me, because by the end, you'll understand why this one movement can help your legs feel noticeably lighter and more comfortable again. No equipment needed, no strain required. Before we get into it, go ahead and drop your age and where you're watching from in the comments below. It's always great to hear from you. Exercise 5. Gentle seated calf activation. This is the movement many doctors start with when an older patient comes in describing heavy legs, ankle puffiness, or that drained feeling that sets in toward the end of the day. It looks almost too easy, and that's exactly why most people never consider that it could make a real difference. But this small motion targets a muscle system that plays a genuinely important role in leg circulation after 70. You do this one sitting down, feet flat on the floor, no standing required, no pressure on your knees or hips. All you're doing is slowly lifting your heels while keeping the balls of your feet pressed to the ground. As you do that, your calf muscles gently tighten and then release in a controlled rhythm. These muscles are sometimes referred to as the venous pump of the legs because their contraction actively helps push blood upward against gravity. In daily life, that matters far more than most people realize. When calf muscles are weak or sitting still for too long, blood can stagnate in the lower legs. That contributes to swelling, pressure buildup, aching, and that heavy sensation so many older adults describe, especially after sitting through a long car ride or an afternoon of television. Reactivating these muscles helps support circulation during exactly those kinds of sedentary periods. To do this safely, sit tall in a sturdy chair with both feet flat on the floor, roughly hip-width apart. Slowly lift your heels as high as you comfortably can while your toes stay down. Pause briefly at the top, then lower your heels back down with control. Move slowly. Breathe normally throughout. If you feel any cramping, just reduce how high you're lifting or take a short break. The most common mistake here is rushing. Speed is not the point. Slow, controlled repetitions do far more for circulation than quick bouncing movements. The second mistake is holding your breath, which can actually reduce the benefit and leave you feeling lightheaded. This exercise can be done every day, even several times a day, without causing fatigue. Many people start noticing their legs feel less tight and a bit lighter within a few weeks of doing this consistently. Exercise 4. Supported ankle to knee flow. Once those calf muscles start waking up, the next step is to encourage blood to move more freely through the joints sitting just above them. This movement gets the ankles and knees working together, And that coordination is key for smoother circulation in the lower legs as we get older. Still seated, still safe. One leg at a time, you slowly slide your foot back toward the chair, bending the knee gently. Then you slide it forward again until the leg is nearly straight. Think of it less as exercising and more as guiding the joint through its natural range. As the knee bends and extends, the surrounding muscles softly engage and release, helping blood continue moving upward. This matters because many older adults spend long stretches with their knees barely changing position. That limited movement can slow circulation and cause stiffness and fluid buildup below the joint. Research highlighted by the Cleveland Clinic confirms that gentle, repeated joint movement improves venous return and reduces stiffness in older adults, particularly when paired with muscle activation below the knee. The key isn't intensity. It's regular, comfortable motion that keeps things moving. Sit upright, place your hands on the sides of the chair for support, and slowly slide one foot back. Bend the knee as far as it feels good. Pause. Slide it forward. Then switch. Keep it smooth and breathe normally. If there's any knee discomfort, just work within a smaller, pain-free range. Think of this movement as oiling a hinge rather than testing its limits. It should feel soothing. Exercise 3. Supported standing weight shift. Now that circulation has been gently encouraged through the calves, ankles, and knees, it's time to help your legs relearn how to manage body weight safely in a standing position, without demanding more balance or strength than feels comfortable. Stand behind a sturdy chair or near a kitchen counter with your hands resting lightly on the surface, feet hip-width apart. From here, you slowly shift your weight slightly onto one leg, then ease back to center, then shift toward the other. The movement is calm and subtle. You're not lifting your feet. You're not testing your balance. You're simply teaching your legs and hips to share and transfer load smoothly. This weight-shifting ability is something we use constantly without thinking about it. Every step, every turn, every small adjustment in stance requires it. When that process becomes hesitant or uneven, circulation can slow and discomfort tends to build, especially after extended periods of sitting. The Mayo Clinic has emphasized that supported standing movements improve lower limb circulation and neuromuscular coordination in older adults, particularly when balance confidence has declined. These gentle shifts prompt the muscles to contract rhythmically, encouraging blood flow without the physical demand of a full exercise routine. Stand tall, gaze forward, chest relaxed. Shift right, return to center. Shift left, return. Slow and steady, breathing naturally. If you feel at all unsteady, reduce the size of the shift and let your hands carry a bit more of your weight. Avoid locking your knees or leaning your upper body too far to one side. Picture your weight moving like a slow, calm pendulum, smooth and predictable. Exercise 2. Chair-assisted, sit to stand. With your legs gently reactivated and your balance reintroduced, this next step brings in a movement that mirrors real daily life more closely than anything else. Standing up from a chair is one of the most significant actions for both leg strength and healthy blood flow after 70. Start seated with your feet flat on the floor, positioned slightly behind your knees. Lean forward just enough to bring your weight over your feet, then rise slowly to standing. Pause at the top, then lower yourself back down with the same unhurried control. Your hands can rest on the armrests or your thighs for support. Think about how many times a day you stand up from a chair. Every single time, your thighs, hips, and calves contract together in a coordinated effort. That coordinated contraction is genuinely powerful for circulation. It drives blood upward through the legs while also building real functional strength. When people start avoiding this movement because it feels difficult, both weakness and circulation problems tend to quietly worsen. Harvard Health Publishing has noted that sit-to-stand movements improve lower body muscle engagement and support venous blood flow in older adults when performed slowly and consistently. Control matters far more than speed here. Start with just a few repetitions. Take about 3 seconds to rise, then sit back down even more slowly than that. Breathe throughout. If your knees feel strained, use your hands more for support until your strength catches up. The most common mistake is dropping back into the chair quickly. That removes most of the benefit and puts unnecessary stress on the joints. Slow is better, always. Exercise 1. Controlled heel to stand flow. This is the movement that many clinicians quietly consider the most valuable for leg circulation after 70. Not because it's difficult, but because it brings together everything your legs rely on in daily life: calf activation, weight transfer, and standing strength in one smooth, practical sequence. Start standing, hands resting lightly on a chair or counter, feet hip-width apart. Begin by slowly lifting your heels just slightly. Feel the calves engage, then lower them back down with control. From there, bend your knees gently, as if you're just starting to sit down, then choose to stand back up tall instead. Then return to a relaxed standing position. That's the flow. Heel lift, gentle bend, stand tall, calm and unhurried. In everyday life, this pattern is used constantly. Rising from a seat, stepping forward, adjusting your stance, all of it asks your calves, thighs, and hips to work in sequence. When those muscles start operating independently rather than together, circulation suffers and the risk of instability grows. The National Institutes of Health has noted that combined lower body muscle activation improves venous return and functional mobility in older adults more effectively than isolated movements on their own. When multiple leg muscles contract in a controlled sequence, the circulatory benefit is stronger and more consistent throughout the day. Stand tall and relaxed. Lift the heels slowly. Pause. Lower them. Bend the knees gently. Straighten again. Keep everything smooth and unhurried, breathing naturally. Start small and only increase the range if it feels genuinely comfortable. If you feel unsteady at any point, rely more on your hands or bring the depth of the bend back down. Don't rush this. Don't turn it into a squat. This is about steady, confident movement, the kind your body already knows how to do and simply needs reminding of. If you were going to choose just one movement to help your legs feel lighter and stronger after 70, this is the one most professionals would point you toward. Over the past few minutes, you've seen how leg circulation after 70 doesn't depend on working harder or following a complicated fitness plan. It starts with gently reawakening the muscles that assist blood flow, then gradually restoring joint motion, then rebuilding confidence with weight bearing, and finally, bringing it all together in a calm, functional standing movement. Each step builds naturally on the one before, the way the body actually prefers to work. When these movements become a consistent daily habit, many older adults find that their legs feel lighter, less tight, and more dependable. Getting up from a chair feels easier. Long periods of sitting feel less uncomfortable afterward. Walking feels more assured, not because anything was forced, but because the body was gently reminded of how to function as a whole system. Circulation improves through clarity and repetition, not through intensity, and the long-term rewards go beyond comfort. Supporting healthy leg circulation helps protect balance, reduces fall risk, and preserves the kind of independent movement that lets you stay active in your own home, enjoy time with the people you love, and move through your days without your legs holding you back. Aging doesn't mean surrendering control. It means choosing movements that meet your body where it is today and quietly encouraging it to adapt over time. Small, thoughtful practices like these can support your health for years to come. If you found this helpful, consider subscribing to Health Talk for more videos designed to help older adults move and feel better every day. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which aspect of leg discomfort affects you the most right now? Heaviness, swelling, or fatigue? Leave a comment below with your age and where you're watching from.